Good evening, everyone. This is North here. Today is Tuesday, January the 5th, 2021. And I hope everyone's been having a wonderful new year so far. I know I have been. There's been nothing but positivity thus far. So, you know, we rang in the new year with that, and we're going to keep that going, okay? So, I've got a little mini series here I want to bring you guys. Now, if any of you guys who are watching know, I'm already doing a series on how to cook your preps, okay? Now, this is going to be kind of a little micro series that I add sort of into that. Now, if you are watching that, you'll know that my last video on how to cook your preps was stir-fried rice, right? Mushroom and spam fried rice. And some of you, well, all of you, any of you who watched it, noticed I had added some bean sprouts into it, okay? And I mentioned how those can be grown at home and, you know, things of that nature. And a lot of you were curious about that. So, I was going to go ahead and do a little series of videos this winter anyways on sprouts and microgreens and things like that. So I thought I'd just go ahead and combine the two into sort of one micro series to add to the sort of cooking your preps series, okay? So I'm going to show you guys how I do it. It's not difficult at all. And you can have a harvest sort of in around about a week, okay? Now, this is not a solution to your vegetable or fiber dietary needs over winter. This is to augment, okay? I just want to be clear about that. This is not a dietary solution to your vegetables. This is just to help, okay? And, you know, it's also delicious and it's fun and easy to do. So, so what I've got to show you guys is, I'm going to see if the camera can pick up on this. See if you guys can see that. I got a bag of salad mix sprouting seeds from a company called Sprout Master, and they're in Elmvale, Ontario. Sort of a couple of hours from here, and about half an hour or 40 minutes from where I grew up, okay? Now, we have a blend of seeds here, okay? This is broccoli, radish, red clover, and alfalfa, okay? So, when you sprout these, once they're ready, what this is going to be nice for is this is going to be nice to put on a sandwich, or if you make a nice piece of fish, you can top it with this, or on top of a soup. There are many ways you can use these sprouts and microgreens, you know, to augment your nutrients in your diet. What I also have from the same company here, which I won't be doing just straight away. We'll stick with the sprouts first. Is this bean sprout mix, okay? And this one in particular is peas, lentils, and garbanzo. They each come in a 1 kilo package, and it's not cheap. Like 1 kilo, that's 2.2 pounds, okay? That's a lot of seeds. So if you're going to buy seeds, that's kind of the way to do it, okay? If you can get it in bulk, absolutely do it. Now, wherever you are in the globe, I'm sure there are suppliers nearer to you than, you know, I'm here in Canada. You know, source out your local ones. I like these ones because they're 100% organic and natural. And not to mention they come from just a couple hours away from me. So, you know, when you're buying seeds of any type, you want to make sure they're fairly local, just so that they're conditioned to your climate, right? Now, climate doesn't really have a lot to do with these when you're doing sprouts. However, you can take these outside and grow them, because these are grown indoors, so you can do it in any arid type of climate, like you know, if you're in a desert area which doesn't produce enough you know, rainfall to grow outdoors, or if you're in another area like, say, the Arctic tundra, you can do this indoors as long as you have a heated space as well, right? Or in any urban setting, you can do this indoors in winter. And these are basically just grown in the cupboard and in the on your windowsill. Okay, so I'll take you through what we're gonna need, and pretty much, you know, the seeds that I've shown you. That's the major part of it. The next thing you're going to need is a growing vessel. Okay, something to grow that in. And this one here is a specialized one for this purpose, and it has a built-in stainless mesh top. And I'll show you how that's used. You're going to need a measuring device, and you're going to need some kind of container, okay? So, with that, now what I will tell you is, okay, now this was for sale, the store where I got these seeds, this was for sale on the shelf beside it. It's not necessary to have this. This was like 20 bucks Canadian, so it's fairly expensive. But what you can do instead is, yes, you can just use a straight up mason jar. Just take the flat off of it, and then you can cover it with some cheesecloth, or if you have some other plastic mesh screening or the like, okay? So you don't need to go out and buy that expensive jar. For 20 bucks, you can get a couple of flats of other mason jars, okay? So I'm going to show you guys how easy this is to do. Alright? So we got our jar, open it up, we've got our seeds, open them up, and I have 1 tablespoon measure here, okay guys, this is 1 tablespoon. We're going to take that, we're going to plop it into the jar, okay? Okay, so that's the hard part. Honestly guys, that's the hard part. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your lid, you're going to put your lid on it, okay? So now what I will do with this is I'm just going to cover it with cold water, okay? Just straight from the tap, or if you like filtered water, you know, to your own discretion, okay? Alright, so there we are. You get that swirled around so it stirs the seeds up a little bit, make sure they're all moving so that it doesn't clump into a corner or anything like that. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be the first part of your process. Alright, now once you've got those seeds covered with water, what you're going to do is you're going to want to leave them covered for leave them covered with water there, like that, for 8 to 12 hours, okay? So, you know, it being evening time, this is a perfect time to do this, and then when I wake up in the morning, I can go into my next process, which I'm going to go ahead and show you here now, okay? So, I'm just going to dump off this water. You want to leave it soak 8 to 12 hours, okay? Once that's done, drain off the water. Drain it off. Then you add more water to it. Okay? Add more water to it. Give it a good swirl. And then yet again, you're going to drain the water off. Once they soak for 12 hours, rinse and drain the water off. Once you have done that, you're going to take your container. I'll show you what this is for here right now. You're going to take your container, and then you're just going to lay your jar onto your container like that, okay? And then you're going to put that in the cupboard. Just put it in the cupboard, out of the way. It doesn't need sunlight at this point to do anything. So that's a process we're going to repeat over a couple of days, okay? And I'll show you guys a couple more videos and the progress of that, of how it goes. So yeah, that's simply it. You take your seeds, soak them in your jar for 8 to 12 hours, dump it out, give it a rinse, empty that water, and then tip it up, put it in your cupboard. And you're going to want to repeat that process twice a day. So when you get up in the morning, give your seeds a rinse and a swirl, drain that water, and then stand them like this. And then, you know, at dinner time, supper time, you're going to want to repeat the same process. And then just put it back in the cupboard, okay? So you're going to want to do that for 2-3 days, and we will see the progress of that. I will keep you updated on it. But for now, I need to reintroduce water to these because these are a fresh soak. You want to hydrate out all those seeds, right, for 8 to 12 hours. And you don't really need that much water, guys. You really don't. Like I put too much in. So I'm going to take some out. There just needs to be enough water in there, as you can see here, to make sure those seeds are covered. 8 to 12 hours. There's not a lot going to happen in there. This is just to make sure that the seeds hydrate so that they can, they're soft enough so that they can crack and start to do their thing, okay? So, yeah, this right here I'm going to set in the cupboard just like that overnight, and then when I get up in the morning, like I said, I'll rinse it, drain that again, and then I'll tip it up and put it back in the cupboard until after I get home from work. I'll rinse again, drain again, okay? The process you need to repeat a few times, but it can easily be done in an indoor environment anywhere on the globe as long as you've got heat. And you know, after a few days we'll put this in the window and give it some light so that it photosynthesizes a little bit, okay? So that's what I've got for you guys. We'll go through a few days of videos of how to make these homemade sprouts, the salad mix, and then I'll do another little mini series of the same thing on how to do these bean sprouts so that you can, you know, augment your pantry a little bit better, augment your nutritional diet over the winter a little bit better. If you know, if you enjoy this, or if you just want to grow it at home and just grow a little wee bit rather than buying a whole big bag of sprouts and the rest, you know, not using it, all of it. We'll show you how to do that. Now, what I did here is when I used the 1 tablespoon, I checked a lot of different sources and they said use 2 tablespoons. I've done that before and I don't really like the results. I find that when you use 2 tablespoons, it becomes really, really dense inside the jar, and it's hard to take out. And you know, personally, I'm a single person, and I find that that's actually a lot of product to use, you know, before it spoils or whatever. So I've gone with 1 tablespoon here, and you know, we'll take you guys down the road with us and through the journey, and just let you guys see the progress of how this goes and how you can do it at home too, okay? Like I said, you don't need this expensive jar. You can just use a mason jar with some mesh, right? Alright, so that's what I've got for you guys. I hope everyone's well and safe. And this is going to be North out for now. We'll have updates for you guys, okay? Stay well and safe.